It's that time again. Time to go over my haul for the month of November of 2021. So, let's get started. And welcome back, everybody. Before getting started, please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. It is a great way to support the channel and to help the channel keep growing. So, this is my November haul of 2021. Picked up a variety of hardcovers, omnibus editions, and trade paperbacks. So let's go ahead and get started by checking out some of these trades. Since I went ahead and got volumes 1 and 2 of Justice League Odyssey, I picked up volumes 3 and 4. And the interesting thing about these is they do a very epic thing. They put the volume number on the back. Pretty cool. I hope they continue that trend with trade paperbacks. So this is the Final Frontier here. I've not read any of this stuff. Hey, Trexar. Okay, cool. I had no idea he showed up in here. But what I was going to say is that I really enjoy the first 2 volumes. Or actually, no, I read the first one. I haven't even read the second one yet. But it does feature some gorgeous artwork. The paper is this thick matte paper that they've been using in their trade paperbacks for both Volume 1 and for Volume 2. And I believe Dan Abnett is the one that wraps up both series. Yeah, Will Conrad supplying most of the artwork in here. And this is it. I think there's only 2 volumes. I don't think they're ever going to do an oversized hardcover collection of these. And damn, that just makes me sad because this series rightly deserves it. Like, as far as the artwork and as far as the talent that went behind it, that first volume was awesome. So I imagine the rest of the series was as well. But I didn't hear enough people talk about it. But this wraps up Justice League Odyssey, Volumes 3 and 4. Being that it's towards the end of the year, I wanted to get some of these books that a lot of you all have recommended me through my hidden gems or my standalone graphic novels. So I went with this David Mazzucchelli book that so many of you have told me to read, and that is Asterios Polyop. Not even sure if that's pronouncing it right. No idea what this is about, but every one of you that have recommended me this have said the same thing, that it's better I know not what it's about and just go in completely blind. So, David Mazzucchelli, by the way, Batman Year One, did some Born Again issues of Daredevil with Frank Miller. So he is a renowned artist, and this is something that you all have been pushing me to read for the last couple of years. So I'll be reading this hopefully this month. Here's another one that was a recommended when I was doing my hidden gems. This is Turncoat from Boom Comics, written by Alex Paknadel, and Artyom Trakhonov is the illustrator on the book. Now, there were a couple of you that recommended this one, and again, no idea what this is about. I do dig the artwork. It's not nice and polished. It's actually pretty dirty and gritty, which sometimes it fits the tone of the story. So this one is published by Boom Comics, and I don't think, I think it's an all-in-one. I don't think this is a volume 1. Then I had to get Avengers Epic Collection Volume 26, Evil Reborn. Oh man, this is the Leather Jacket years. This actually leads into the, if I'm not mistaken, the crossing. So we have issues 378 to 388, plus the crossovers with Captain America and Thor. So Bob Harris writing some of the stuff. You are going to get the first few issues by Mike Deodato right after his run on Wonder Woman. Marvel pulled him to do Thor and, here we go, and Avengers. And he was the big driving force again on Avengers The Crossing. So there's a lot of early Mike Deodato Jr. artwork in here. Oh, and they include the double features. That's cool. I have not read some of this stuff since it probably came out. I want to say I was big into the Avengers during this era. The Leather Jacket years were just, to me, you know, I think that's when most people were trying to get out of Avengers by the time The Crossing was out. But I was really digging it. So this is a throwback for me that oh my gosh, this is so 90s. And that's Mike Deodato's artwork in there. Now, he did do, I was going to say, it wasn't just him, though. I know On Thor, issues of Thor, it was Mike Deodato Jr. Studios sometimes that were doing some of these things. And that's right, Terry Cavanagh ends up coming in. You have the legendary Tom Palmer doing a lot of the inks. It's crazy that he's doing inks on art like this. And everything is about to change because of the crossing. I believe that's Angel Medina on artwork here. Yeah, that's the Unlimited issue. Captain America. That's the outfit that he was wearing towards the end of Mark Gruenwald's run. So, look at that. The breakdowns by Mike Deodato and the finishes by Tom Palmer. I wonder if Tom Palmer, I mean, he was a pro, so I'm sure he didn't complain at all. You know, just used to being the finisher on so many of the what are known as the classical artists for Marvel Comics, and then to doing something like this, which is like almost the polar opposite. But it was the 90s. Everybody had this type of style. Alright, let's keep going. So this is a book that I talked about, released by Fano Graphics, and it is called No One Else. I just like the format. When I was doing my upcoming collected editions, I decided to do a blind buy on this. Looks interesting. No idea what it's about. It looks like it's 6 panel pages. And it is by Akiko Johnson. So, No One Else. I don't know what it's about. I cannot wait to read this, though. Sometimes there's treasure to be found in little books like this. Alright, Persepolis. This is the book that has been pushed on me for so many years. I have no idea why I never read it. And I will be honest with you, when I was doing a podcast 10 years ago or so, probably a little bit longer, I was sent a copy of the softcover by the publisher, but it was towards the end of my reviewing days, so I never got a chance to read it. And I forgot, for some reason, actually, a friend of mine, my friend Heather, is the one that recommended I should read it too if I've ever read it. And I said, no, but I remember the title, I remember the cover. And then, I don't know, time just slips past me, and I forgot about it. But so many of you have asked if I've read it, and I have not. So I finally got it in. I hope to read it. I know there was at one time a complete collection, a hardcover, with both Persepolis Volume 1 and 2 as a big hardcover, but I never got to read it, so this is the only way I found it. I think it's still available, it's just out of print, so they get a bit pricey. Here's a book that I had on my list. This is Chris Samney, and it's Laura Samney that helps him. Oh, that's adorable, for our 3 daughters. So, the main reason I bought this was Chris Samney. So, it's an independent book. I believe this one is published by Oni Press, yeah. And it's a smaller size book, too. So, compared to the size of a trade paperback, it's a little bit smaller in scale. But, had to read it, and just based on the cover, based on the creator, sometimes I go with my gut instinct and decide, alright, well, let's check that out. Let's see what this is about. No idea what this is about, and sometimes that's the best experience when reading books like this. Not knowing what you're getting into. You're going to see a pattern here. Because I also picked up Better Place, and the pattern is that I am heading towards the end of the year, and this is what I like to call my Omnibus Month, my, not necessarily omnibus editions, but my favorite reads of the year. I like to hold them until about the last 3 months of the year. That's when I really start cramming all these books that I've been saving. And then sometimes I forget to buy books that were on my list. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Finish doing a lot of reading before end of year. Oh my gosh, and I just have a couple of weeks left. So every year I do a top 10 reads of this year will be 2021, and then top 10 collected editions from 2021. Now that's a little bit different. Those are just collected editions, presentation, or the restoration process that went into some of these books. Those are the type of videos that I do towards the end of the year. So probably on December 30th, I'll do my favorite collected editions that have come out in 2021. And on the December 31st, will probably be my favorite collected editions that have come out in 2021. And then on the January 1st, I'll probably do my most anticipated collected editions coming in 2022. And on December 30th, I do have a special breaking news from Marvel Comics. So I have to hold on to it. The video's already been approved. Just I have to hold on to it until the 30th. Then I can let it go. But this is a better place. Another one that was recommended to me. This is published by Top Shelf. So one that was recommended to me by some of y'all that have watched my best standalone graphic novels or my hidden gems. So I love doing hidden gems, and hidden gems will be back probably this Sunday. Now this was not recommended to me, but one that I've been wanting to buy for a long time, and that is Berlin. I had this book on my wish list, and I noticed that it was getting to be the end of the year, and it had been sitting in my wish list for a few months. And this is the hardcover edition. I don't know if there is a softcover edition of this available or if one is coming. But this is a pretty thick book. It's a big book. And this is what I mean that I was waiting. I forgot about it. I put it in my wish list for books to get and saving it for the last 3 months. And I lied to myself that I'm like, oh, I'm going to have plenty of time to read. Yeah, I don't. I've been reading like a madman for the last few weeks. Actually, for the last month and a half. More than I have the entire year. So that's why you're not going to see any reading orders this month. That will be back next month. And I'm putting Superman reading order versus the updated Spider-Man reading order. Letting the Patreons vote for that. But this is Berlin. I have no idea what this is. I don't know if this is based on a true story. I don't know if it's historical fiction. I just know that a lot of people were talking about it towards the ending of last year and the beginning of this year. And I wanted to, go ahead and buy it. And like I said, forgot to get it until this month, of course. So I got some books from Mad Cave Studios. They were kind enough to send me some books. Honor and Curse. We'll flip through those here in a little bit. But the only one I had a chance to read so far is Villainous. And this is about Tilly. It is written by, I believe it's Susie Williams. Or Stoney Williams, sorry. And Jeff Sadinsky is the artist on the book. Joanna Lafuente doing the colors. But it's about this girl named Tilly who's a sidekick, who's part of the sidekick program. And she, how do I put this? Gets to find out some secret things that the heroes are doing. And we've seen this concept before, but I had a lot of fun with this one. I like the way the twists and turns were with this one. And by the end of the first couple of issues, she has a choice to make, whether to stand with the heroes besides knowing the secret, or to turn villainous. That's right. And part of the reason why I enjoyed it is because there are some nice little throwbacks to people that watch anime or played video games, and sometimes that really gets me. So then we have Stargazer, and I've not even opened these up. I just got them in a couple of days ago. Or no, actually, this one came in a couple of weeks ago. There was a package that came in a couple of weeks ago, and then one that came a couple of days ago. So this is Stargazers. Let's see. This is by Anthony Cleveland and Antonio Fuso and Stefano Simone. And this is what the artwork in here is like. Now, I've been a big fan of Mad Cave Studios. Big fan of what they've done with Battle Cats, Knights of the Golden... what was it called? Knights of the Golden Sun. Here's Nottingham. Now, this one's been getting a lot of talk. This is David Hazan and Shane Connery-Volk. So this was actually on my read pile, but I pulled it to show the artwork in this particular video. You have medieval setting. Say no more. Maybe that's why I put it in my read pile. So I think I put it in my read pile when I got Monster in. And Monster's a heavy read, and I needed something light. So I put some manga and stuff like this in between. So this is something that I hope to read by the end of next week. But this is Nottingham. And then we have Honor and Curse. And this one is written by the same guy that created Battle Cat. So that's Mark London. And I did an interview with him a couple of months ago. Really nice guy, knowledgeable, loves the American comics, loves Japanese manga. So he is inspired by a lot of things, and he is the main writer on Battle Cats, and this is his latest book, Honor and Curse. Really like the artwork. Who is that? Nicolas Salamanca. I don't know if I've ever seen his art in anything. Almost feels like a manhwa, like a Korean art, if you will. But yeah, I'm really digging that, and the colors are nice too. But this is Honor and Curse. All these from Mad Cave Studio. Now, if you've watched the channel, you've seen my overview of Nightwing, Leaping into the Light. As soon as I got it, I read it, fell in love with it. This is in the running for one of my favorite reads this year, for sure. And I also did the overview of the Sin City, The Hard Goodbye. This is the deluxe edition, only available in a slipcase, so I'll put the links up above so you can check out those videos. Next up is King of Nowhere. This is one that was strongly suggested to me. See, I'll take your all's advice. Written by W. Maxwell Prince. Tyler Jenkins does the artwork. And one that's on my to-read list as soon as I get a chance. So I do have an order to these things. Hopefully I'll get all these read before the end of the year to decide what my top 10 reads are. But some of y'all were saying this is one of the best reads that you've had this particular year. From Boom Studios, this is King of Nowhere. And I'm sorry, I have no idea what this are. And I apologize, I don't even know what this is or what it's about. I was told to go into it blind, and Dead Dogs Bite. My buddy Peter M. was on my show one day oh my goodness, it's been over half a year ago, and we talked about this book because we both really love Four Kids Walked Into a Bank. And this is Tyler Boss, the same artist that did Four Kids Walk Into a Bank. However, this is his story. So he is writing and drawing, and again, one of these books that Peter was telling me to check out. He was like, you're going to love it. It was one of his favorite reads, I think at the end of last year or the beginning of this year. And he was asking me if I had read it, and I said no, but I really dug that cover. Remember seeing this cover of books suggested to me, and just I wanted to get it because of the cover. So I'm glad it's the same book that Peter M. was talking about. So big shout out to Crushing Crisis for suggesting me this particular book. And I did my overview of Batman Omnibus Volume 2. This is the New 52 era by Zack Snyder and Greg Capullo, finishing out their phenomenal run on the New 52. So if you want to see that overview, just click on the link above. Donald Duck, Balloonatics by Karl Barks. So this is considered to be volume 25, I believe. They used to put it in the front. I think they put them in the back now, what volume number they are. This is the classic Karl Barks era. So now he's doing shorter page stories. So he's not doing these long story arcs through many different pages. He's doing shorter stories by the time that this takes place. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's still Karl Barks. I love this era of Duck Comics. And of course, he is known to a lot of us, especially Don Rosa, as the good Duck artist. And love seeing that guy appear. So if you're not getting the box sets, these don't have a number on them anywhere, like a volume number on the spine or on the back. Just kind of have to figure it out. I did do a reading order of the Karl Barks era of books, but I think it's 2 books outdated right now as of this video. So maybe one day I'll update it when it's all said and done. But it's really cool to see it all come out. Oh man, look at that. He was a phenomenal artist. So this is stuff I've not read, and I'll be reading it for the first time. And honestly, this is the kind of stuff I leave around, and I just read a couple of chapters. And I have been known to pick one up and read the entire thing just because I was having so much fun with the series. But most of the time, I leave it out and put a bookmark. Usually my kids' pictures I use as a bookmark to read from time to time when I want to take a break from something. Because they are a lot of short stories, and those colors, Sorry, I was just taken back a little bit because of the colors that they're using for this. I wonder if this is, this has to be New Masters, because I don't think they had this type of color separation back then. That's interesting. For the Let Sleeping Bones Lie. So you can tell the color, right? Like on the sand, for example, here. This has different tones, different shadings. It's interesting. So if one of you Duck fanatics out there know the answer to that. Because I don't think they do a lot of recoloring. I don't think they touch up a lot. I mean, they touch up the artwork, of course. But I don't think they do recoloring of the art. They just clean it up and touch it up some. They don't bother recoloring it. So that took me back a little bit. That's why it stood out. Yeah, this stuff right here. Actually, no, this... A little bit of that going on in here, too. Could just be my eyes. I don't know. Or maybe it was the colors they were starting to use at the time. And then you get the covers in the back. Sorry, this was the first time I opened the book up. I just got it in the mail this morning. So, the story notes. I love these things. Maybe in the story notes I'll find out why the colors look a little bit different in this particular volume. Or towards the end of this volume. And then there's the man himself, Karl Barks. Born in 1901. Man, a guy almost lived 100 years. And the contributors. Aha! And then where the stories took place. When they first appeared. So we're looking at stories from 1960 to... Okay. Looks like some of this collection did come from 2006. So that's probably the colors that they used, the masters that they used. That answers my question. I should have opened the damn book up to begin with. The Disney Afternoon Adventures. I did, that's coming soon. I did the, what was it, the Darkwing Duck hardcover. So this is volume 25 of the Karl Barks Disney Library. Now, don't tell Don Rosa, but I also have been getting the Disney Masters. I've been getting them in box sets. Now, there are 3 different ways to get these. There is the individual volumes. You can buy them. You don't need to have the box sets. Or you can get the Duck box sets that just have the Duck comics in one box set. Or the Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck box sets. So, volumes 7 and 8. I decided to go this route. I'm a bigger Duck fan, but I've never really given a chance to Mickey Mouse. I've read just a couple of them, and I just got this in at the same time that the Donald Duck book came in, so this is my first time really opening it up. A lot of the stories here have never been translated into English. I'm not going to say all of them, because some of them may have come because of Gemstone Publishing, and then Boom releasing some things from Europe from time to time. But from what I gathered, I don't think most of the stuff has ever been collected in English. So, this is what's called non-canon to somebody like Don Rosa. Because, here's the Duck Avenger. If Karl Barks did not do this, then it's not real. It's not canon. So, here's the credits. You have Guido Martina. The pencils by Romano Scarpa. And then Romano Scarpa doing that one, as well as this, how Captured in Banana Land came to be. And there's a plot here by Romano Scarpa and Karl Barks. Interesting. But it's Scarpa doing the actual artwork. Now that's cool. I seriously doubt that'll be in the Karl Barks collection. But here is the Pirates of Tabasco Bay. This is the Mickey Mouse book. And as I've mentioned, whoa, is that it's weird. It's a sticker that they put on the book. 90 Years of Magic. I like the end pages that they put on these. These are nice. These are also published by Fano Graphics. So this here is by Paul Murray and Carl Fahlberg. And here is your table of contents. All comic stories written by Carl Fahlberg and illustrated by Paul Murray. And then to tell you who the colorists are for each of these. Again, this is stuff that I've never read. And I was more of a Duck. I mean, I didn't get into Duck comics until I was in high school. So Mickey comics weren't even... Maybe when I was a kid I had some. I mean, I had a lot of things like Archie. And I probably did have some Mickey stuff like Woody Woodpecker. But nothing really that I remember specifically. And I know there's some great Mickey creators out there. Like the way that the world regards Karl Barks and Don Rosa. It's the way they regard some of the Mickey comic book artists and writers. And last but certainly not least, Guardians of the Galaxy, Tomorrow's Heroes. Remember when I bought the Guardians of the Galaxy Omnibus? Like I bought 2 copies of the classic solo Omnibus. I thought I was getting this one and I accidentally ordered the other one twice and ended up giving one away during one of our mini giveaways. By the way, we are going to have a tiny giveaway during our Christmas live stream. We are going to be here, the astonishing Melanie and I, on Saturday, December 25th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be giving away a couple of things. We decided to do a Christmas episode just because, you know, I used to volunteer a lot for Christmas at like homeless shelters or soup kitchens. I always hated the idea of people being alone at Christmas time. So I thought, hey, it'd be really cool, you know, in case somebody doesn't have anywhere to go or is just tired of being around their family and needs a break, to do an episode. Because it's tradition for us to do our Saturday stream. So this collects the early solo stories, not solo stories, I'm sorry. This is the team stories of Guardians of the Galaxy. Introducing the original Guardians here. And these are the classic Guardians. This was originally published as a series of 2 big, thick trade paperback. Not complete collections, but they were just Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it was actually called Tomorrow's Avengers. There's Vance Astrovik, who will become Major Victory, who is now Marvel Boy, who ties into the New Warriors. That's right, baby. New Warriors for life. So this has the early appearances of that team from the future. I think from the year 3000, if I'm not mistaken. So you're probably familiar with some of these characters. They later came back during Jim Valentino's run of Guardians of the Galaxy in the 1990s. And this showcases those characters, the classic Guardians of the Galaxy. So this is probably during the time that this particular book was released, during the time of the popularity of DNA's Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I think Bendis took over, and then we had the movie, so I'm sure they wanted to get out all these different stories, and I'm so glad that I remember this one. I had forgotten to get this one, but this shows the classic stuff, and I needed it, honestly, if I ever wanted to do a Guardians of the Galaxy reading order, because I've done a cosmic reading order with Thanos, but I figured I'd do another one with Guardians of the Galaxy, because they do play an important role. I mean, one of the biggest, most important roles. This is the story with, yes, Vance and the Thing. Oh, I love that story. The Korvac saga is included in here. Yeah. The extra pages. So this is all the stuff in the extras here. So finally ended up getting this particular volume. And, oh man, I've had that Korvac saga. Actually, let me show you. You have no idea how long this has been with me. This is an old trade paperback that collects. A lot of the issues are in here. But I don't know. There's just something about this. I just couldn't get rid of it. But I think now it's time to let go. I'm sure there's going to be a Marvel Epic collection of this era sometime. And if the stories are found through here, maybe it's time to let it go. But these are the extras that are found here in the back of this particular omnibus. More Korvac saga stuff. And look at those pink end pages. That, as they say, is that. If you're interested in purchasing some of these books, don't forget to check out our sponsors. CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They pride themselves on packaging your books so they arrive safely in an excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. Check out the bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. CGN is excited to announce that they are now taking pre-orders. They're making it easier for you to ensure that you don't miss out on the hottest releases. CGN is currently running a special promotion for your Minties. If you're a first-time customer, let them know that you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. This promotion is valid for U.S. customers only. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount and quality shipping and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. If you live in Europe and are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU. Flat shipping of €9.90 for EU countries, extremely careful and sturdy packaging, emails are answered within 24 hours, and they have a superb selection of new releases and out-of-print books on their website. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles, and for a limited time, you can use the code NEARMINTCONDITION, all one word, at the checkout for free shipping to all EU countries with your first order. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. And that was my haul for November of 2021. Let me know in the comments down below what you picked up. what your favorite book you picked up for the month of November was. Again, this was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Could not be doing this without you all. So we are on Patreon and on Spreadshop. Amazing ways to support the channel if you can do so. And more importantly, everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, much love.